Hey, good morning, it's Owen Bigline. This is the Inside Edge video blog. Time for one of my market updates, this one for late winter 2017. It's also been approximately 6 months since the foreign buyer's tax came into place, and when that happened last summer, I said we're probably going to need a good 6 months to a year to fully digest that tax and the implications it's going to have on the Vancouver market. Now, when it was first introduced, I said that it wasn't so much the tax, the 15%. A lot of what was going to determine how this was digested was going to be the uncertainty of this tax. It was dropped on us with no warning. A lot of people got spooked. Is there another shoe that's going to drop here, another tax down the road if this doesn't work? So let me give you an update from the front lines right now, 6 months after this was introduced. As far as the condo market goes, so townhomes, condos, especially the market priced under $1 million, so that's going to be a 1, 2, 2 and 10 unit in Vancouver. The market is still an absolute white-hot seller's market. Very low inventory. Prices have been treading water pretty much. They haven't really been going up, but they haven't been going down for about the last 6 months since that foreign buyer's tax came in. They were kind of humming along here, still at pretty much record-setting prices, but they weren't moving much. I can tell you it's now March 2017, and I am seeing, and a lot of people aren't going to like what I have to say here, if you're one of those people that are waiting for this bubble to burst in the correction, you might want to tune out now, give me a thumbs down, and move on. But I think the loyal followers of my blog know that I don't sugarcoat anything, don't shoot the messenger. I'm just here reporting from the front lines. I don't have an agenda. I'm a listing realtor first and foremost. I market homes. I sell homes in a buyer's market, a seller's market, and a balanced market. People that follow me want the straight goods and the up-to-date information on what the market is really doing, as opposed to what you hear from these anonymous bloggers or even some of the media these days that are saying prices are plummeting. They're hallucinating. So as far as the condo prices go, they've been staying flat for the last 5 months. But as of March now, I'm telling you, I'm starting to see prices slowly easing up again. Maybe they were playing possum for a little while, taking a breather. I've seen it happen before over my 30 years in real estate, where it looks like the market's going to level off, stays flat for a little while, you're expecting it to drop, and then it takes another plateau up. I don't know whether that's going to happen in this situation, but what I am telling you, March 2017, for condos priced under $1 million, 1 and 2 bedrooms, I'm seeing more buyers than there are sellers, and the prices are starting to creep up ever so slightly. And a lot of that has to do with low inventory, record low interest rates, and again, more buyers than there are sellers. So the condo market is still a strong seller's market. The ratio I like to look at, forget about these sales figures that they like to throw out in the media where Vancouver sales plummet 30%. Sales don't mean anything unless you compare them to listings. And that's why one of the best stats to look at is the sales to listing ratio. And it's funny because the sales to listing ratio, when I first started getting into real estate 30 years ago, my father's a realtor, that was always the stat that you wanted to keep in the back of your mind. You know, how many sales are getting listed every month and how many are getting picked off every month and getting sold. So that stat, for whatever reason, it's still out there. But, you know, the media doesn't really like to use that stat anymore. It's a much better reflection of what the market is doing. Because sales volume going down doesn't mean anything unless you compare it to what the inventory is. So just a quick side note here. The sales to active listing ratio, anything above 21% is considered a seller's market. From 20% to 12% is considered a balanced market. And from below 12% is considered a buyer's market. So what that means, to keep it simple, for every 100 listings that get listed, let's say in the month of February, if anything more than 21 of those gets picked off in the month of February or higher, that's considered a strong seller. That's considered a seller's market. And the higher you go up that scale, the stronger the seller's market is. Anything, if we listed 100 units in February and only 15 got sold, that would be considered a balanced market. Less than 12, it would be considered a buyer's market. Where we are right now in Vancouver condos, we're running at about 68%. So in other words, for every 100 condos that gets listed, 68 of those are going to be sold by the end of the month. Strong, strong seller's market. Again, that has to get below 21 to even get balanced. We're not even close. So that's one of the ratios you want to look at. So that's where we are right now with condos. A couple other things I want to point out. Yes, detached homes took a hit after the foreign buyer's tax, especially the higher end luxury homes. So $5 million, $6 million, $10 million homes. But let's face it, that is a rare breed of buyers that are buying those type of homes. I work very little in that market. I don't work at all in the 8 to 10 and up market. I sell the odd $2 million home or $2.5 million home, but I'm not working in those price ranges. Those have taken a price hit, days on market, and the product has been languishing. I would say starter homes in Richmond, Eastside, Vancouver that were priced at about 1.5 last spring, those went down to about maybe 1.3 million. I saw a home on a 33 by 120 on Triumph in East Vancouver just sold in January for 1,250,000. That home probably would have sold for closer to 1.4 back last spring. So the detached has taken a hit. However, it's now March, and all of a sudden I'm also seeing a lot more buyers coming in on those detached homes, and I'm seeing the prices of those starter detached homes starting to creep back up again. They're still below what they were last spring, but I am starting to see a lot more buying activity. It's too early to tell yet, but hey, I think what happens a lot of the times, you get a 10% correction off a detached house, treads water for a while, buyers see, hey, it's on sale, they sell that condo and move up to a detached home. And I think maybe we're seeing the early stages of that. Again, I don't know where it's going to go. I'm just trying to tell you right from the up-to-minute details here, right as of March, where I'm kind of seeing things happening. So that's kind of where the market is now 6 months after the foreign buyer's tax. Luxury detached stuff has taken a hit. Condos treaded water, and now I'm starting to slowly see them starting to creep up. Starter level homes took about $100,000, $150,000 hit, but again, I'm starting to see some of that get pared back early now as well. On the luxury end of things, there is definitely some bargains, nothing is a bargain, but some values in the luxury condo market. I recently looked at a unit in the Shangri-La Tower in the Estates residence there, a 3,500 square foot unit that was originally listed for 7.2 million, got reduced to 6.5, ended up selling last week for 6.2. I looked at the unit, and in my opinion, the buyer on that unit, it was well bought. 10, 15 years down the road from now, I know $6.2 million is a crazy price, but this was an amazing unit. 4-bedroom unit, unobstructed views. I'm going to say that 10 years from now, 15 years from now, that $6.2 million will seem like a bargain, believe it or not, because you can't replicate that type of real estate, that size of unit, the finishings, the views, those are not a dime a dozen unit. So there is some good value, I think, right now in the high-end luxury market. But again, the buyers for those are rare, few and far between. It's a very exclusive clientele that's buying those type of units. But hey, people with money tend to make more money, and in this case, there was some good value there. One other thing I'll say too, in this market for condos, I blogged about this before, you know the market's hot when you're seeing what I call dog units selling in a matter of 5, 6, 7, 10 days on market, which I'm seeing. I'm seeing units that are not in the best locations, both within the building or the building itself. These are the type of units that when you get a balanced market or a buyer's market, you can't sell these units. They're on the market for a year or more. But when you get a hot market like now, even those ones are getting picked off, and in some cases with multiple offers. I'm seeing leasehold property too. I don't deal a lot with leasehold property, but I recently had an estate sale with on leasehold. Normally these type of properties are on the market for extended periods of time. In this case, market's hot. I ended up getting multiple offers on the property, and it sold over asking. So the condo market is hot right now, and I'm also seeing early signs of it maybe even creeping up a little bit. I don't know if that trend will continue. A lot of it is based on interest rates and a lot of other factors, but that's where we are from the front lines right now. As always, I'm Owen Bigland. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next week.